Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our series. And what we did here in the last episode so far is that we have created some kind of a structure here. So just it does some cleanup. And now what we're going to be doing here is creating the event registration for the valid CMD here. So if you guys been following the series, what we did here is now if I press, let's say, if I say my username, and now I try to run a command color, this thing returns 0. And that's really good for us because we can now get the ID or the key of the array and do something with it, right? Right, so without losing too much time, let's do that. So what we can do here is if this thing, the key of this stuff is different, or actually is greater or equal, oh sorry, that's the wrong one, greater or equal than 0, we can do certain things. We can create a branch coming here, right? So if that's false, we just display the message as usual. But if this thing is greater than 0, we're gonna do a print, and we're gonna get the CMD. We're gonna plug this value, actually we need to get, and we're gonna plug this value here, and we're gonna display the command in the terminal, or actually display the command on the print here. So if I come here and type my name and just type color, that should work. But if I type something else, it should carry on doing other stuff, right? Great, so now what we can do here is you could do this in different ways. For now, we're just gonna do a switch on string. This is not the best way of handling this. Ideally, you want to create a enum to do this, but for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna be doing the most simplistic way here. Right, so now we have a valid command called color. Actually, let's do that. Let's do a enum. Let's not be lazy here. Let's just do a quick enum to do this. So I'm going to create a new enum here. Let's create an enum and let's call this eCMDs. Right? Open up the enum and we're gonna add 1, and we're gonna add /color. Cool. And we can maybe say change the user color, whatever, right? The user name color, not the user, yeah. Cool, so with this in mind, what we can do here, go back to the chat box. We are going to basically ignore this array. We don't care about them, right? Including this one, don't need to care about that array. And now what we do is just, we need to add here system commands, system CMD. Okay, now we can delete this valid CMD, or I could just probably change that, but that's fine. Now we're gonna call eCMDs, right? Cool. Compile and save. And here we have all the system here. So this is gonna start to throw errors and stuff. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna delete that, delete this. Cool. Now we're gonna get that, and we're gonna find item. This is gonna need a num, and what we can do is we can plug this here, and I think, do I need to do using a for each? I can't just do a, let me see if we can make find map strings to enum, perform a lookup. Is that gonna work? Let's double check this works properly. Array incompatible. Let me try, because this is something I never tried to do before. Let's see if this actually works. Let me just double check. I think this is not gonna work properly. Anyway, we're gonna do it in a different way here. Just we're gonna do a for each loop on that. Plug it in here. And this is not the most optimal way of doing this, because if you have like 1,000 commands, it will check 1,000 commands first. But I suppose that's fine because you're trying just to run that's all right. So if this equals this, I think we need to make do to string, and they need to be compared. Actually equals, yes, or why you can't do that? Yes, exactly same string, that's the one. Cool. Now we're gonna do something like this, and I am just gonna print if this is going to be true or false. Let's check if this works. It should work properly. I think it should be fine. Let's just give a name and let's type, let's say help. We don't have any help yet, but if I type color, not sure why it's not working properly. Oh yeah, this is because we don't have any default enums, so we need to add the default enum there. Otherwise, it won't work. Sorry. Right. So now, if you just put this on the left here, now press enter. We're gonna type my name, and I'm gonna see that doesn't work. And if I type color, that works now. Great. Yeah, so just to recap, if you guys added this new enum, you need to make sure you add the array here, the one containing our color there. All right, cool. So once this is done, right, what we can do here is actually we're gonna do a for each with break. This is more efficient, so we don't have to keep looping through every single record. Once we find what we're looking for, we just break the loop, right? And this is gonna go here. This is gonna be plugged. Actually, we're gonna copy and paste this branch here, and it's gonna copy and paste that and here, right? So if this is true, we execute the command that we're looking for, and then after. On our case, I think if this is true, we execute the command, or we could even do something like just return, to be fair. Yeah, just return the node. Otherwise, if nothing is true, we just carry on. So I was thinking here, but we don't need this, so we're just gonna use a normal for each loop, because as soon as it gets to the right key, we should be all right. Okay, cool. So that will loop, it will do whatever you want, and now we can actually execute the command. Otherwise, it will just carry on. So in our case here, we're gonna just do a print, compile and save again, and if we put our name, and let's say I type hey, that will display a message, but if I do something like color, it will actually do something hello, right? All right, cool. So now what we need to do is that if these enums, we can do a switch case on this, right? This is where I like to use switch cases. They're really cool, really powerful. As long as you use them properly, they can be really helpful in those scenarios. And in here, cool. If it's a color, then we actually need to do something here, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create some keys against the player on the chat system with the color and with the color that represents, so like red, blue, and green, and things like this, right? So to do this, we're gonna right click, we're gonna go to blueprint structure, we're gonna create st, and we're gonna call color chat color. I think chat color is better, chat color, whatever. Here. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create two variables. One is the key, the other one is the color, right? And this is going to be a string, and the other one's going to be a linear color, right? linear color. This is amazing. Cool. Now the next thing that we're gonna do here is that we're gonna add a default one. Let's say blue, right? Oh, blue. Save that. Cool. Now what we need to do is we're gonna do this actually. We could probably do here as well. Yeah, that's fine. We could actually do all this setting stuff here. So I'm gonna drag and drop this here. Do I need? Yeah, we need that. I'm just gonna plug this here, and I'm gonna create another variable. I'm gonna call valid color keys, right? And I'm gonna drag and drop this here, and I'm gonna change this to st chat color. Yes. Make sure it don't need to be public. That's fine. Compile and save. I'm gonna add a new keys. Actually, I'm gonna add 2 keys. So I'm gonna have red here. We already have a blue color, and we're gonna add just let's say green. And we could add more, but I'm just gonna leave it like this: red, green, blah blah blah. That's good. Cool, nice. Now all we need to do here is that we need to extract the key that we're searching for the string, right? So what we need to do here is we need, I think is remove or strip. Let me check what is the current way of doing that. There we go, guys. Yeah, so I was just looking for the right node here, and the one we want to use is the replace, right? So we want to replace, and in this case we want to replace let me just promote this to string. We want to replace whatever is the command here, right? 2 and then the 2 is what we need to replace here. In our case, we're not going to replace to anything. We can also make sure it's case sensitive. On our case is not, so we don't care about it. And I'm just going to do a quick print, plug this guy there, compile and save. Now what happened is that if I press play here and say, let's say my Mario, whatever, I'm gonna put the color and let's put red, for example. It should only display color red. Actually, this is wrong, because what we need to do here is a different thing. So instead of doing a triple equal sign, we need to make sure it contains, right? Contain a certain string. And this is where we want to search, and that's what we want to make sure is that. Let me just plug this here. Let me just make sure we have some more space to work with. Compile and save. Now, if everything was done properly, this should be fine. So we're gonna put my name, and here we're gonna just put color red, and that should just say red. So if I do color blue, you know, color black, whatever, it just only give me that key. Okay, that's good. This is really good. We want to make sure that we remove anything. I think we can even do remove, I think, spaces or strip. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a trim. Yes, trim. Remove white spaces. That's what we want here. We want to make sure that we remove also all the spaces. So what trim does is basically remove white spaces from the string. We want a blank string, so we don't have any weird thing that the user has put in there. For example, if I put in here, let's say color red, right? That's fine. But if I come in here and say color red space red, right? So what we want is to remove all that space from the beginning. Right, cool. I think that's fine. I think that will be all good. Now the next thing that we need to do here is actually get that color, right? So to get the color, what we are going to do, we're going to create a new function, and I'm going to call this function fn return chat color, and this is going to have string, which is going to be the color key. Color key. It's going to be a string. Now we are going to get our available colors. Going to do a for each loop. Plug it in there. Going to break this stuff. And if this key, I think I'm going to just do a contains. Contains, yeah. If contains the string that we're looking for, and we don't care about case sensitive, we don't care about anything, we just want the key. I'm going to create a branch, plug it in there, and here it goes. So what we do here is that we're going to return as well a node. We're going to actually add the output as valid, which means have we found a valid key. In our case, this is going to be false. Otherwise, in here, we're going to return true. And we are actually going to return the array element. We're going to, we don't want the key. We just want to know which one is the color, and that's it. Now, what we can do back here to test this properly is also make sure that we mark this function as pure. We're going to mark as pure just because we don't need to execute. We can just return it straight away. Although we probably need to execute that, but that's fine. All right, so I'm going to create a branch, right? I'm going to return chat color. I'm going to plug the valid here, and this is going to ask for a key, right? A key right there. Now, if it's valid, we're going to return, let's say, valid, right? If it's not, this is probably where you would display error message or something. Say, oh yeah, sorry, we don't have this color, but that's fine. Right, so if I put Mario, for example, and then just type here color red, let's say it's valid. But if I type color, let's say, I don't know, just some weird character, there is a display error message. Cool, so we know that works. And also, we already have the display error message, so we can just literally reuse that function here that we created earlier and say, yeah, please type a valid color. There you go, we already have a message for us, and that's gonna work. Cool, now we need to do the part where we actually change the color on the chat system. And this is going to be really easy. If you guys remember, already have here set username, right? Where it does set the username. What we can do here is I can copy all this stuff, paste it in here, and we need first API set username color, and this is gonna run on the server. And I'm gonna copy and paste and put it in there. This is gonna run on a multicast, all right? Make sure it's reliable. Now we can delete all those pings, and the only thing we need here, realistically, is we just need this key here, which is called SD chat color structure. That's the one we're looking for. We're gonna create the color, right? Just gonna call color, and it's gonna be SD color structure. I think that's fine. And now we can call this guy here, which is fine as well. Plug it in there. And yeah, the next thing that we need to do right now, oh yeah, this must run on the server. This one runs on the server, yes, so it runs on the server. It calls this guy that runs on the client, and then all you gotta do, you gotta character settings. We're gonna set member, and the member here is going to be the color. And we can break this, and we can just set that color right here. Right, I know it's a little bit of a working around, but it should work properly setting up on the server, because we have to call the server and then call the multicast, because this needs to be replicated to all the other clients and all sorts of stuff. Right, cool, that's everything that we're looking for. That's really good. Now, the next thing that we need to do here is on our chat box. Once, not this one, here. API, now let's return the chat color. There we go, here. Once we have this, we basically need to call this set username thing. So I'm just gonna call that here. I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna go back to the user, and there you go. So we're gonna use parent widget, chat component. We're gonna change our color here, and that's gonna return whatever. It means it's valid. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong place. We don't want to do this here. We want to do this in the other function, which is the return chat color. No, sorry, that's return chat color. We want is the, which one is it? Display set username, handle user message. Yes, that's the one. It just has a weird name, but cool. And we're gonna plug this here, plug the one there, and that should be able to return the data properly. Make sure you plug the return here to stop the loop of running for now. Cool. Now I think that's so good. Everything is running really good. The way we can actually test this is just by doing a print and making sure that we have our key coming up. Now we're almost close to finish this, so we shouldn't be very far off. So I'm just gonna put my name and let's just say color red. As you can see, my color is set to red. This is not gonna work yet because we need to tell the client that I want to use that information from my user. And the way we can actually do this right now is that if you guys remember on the chat box is that we have here, where is it, chat box? Let me just plug this message right here. Cool, right. Now, when we display a message here, right, we have a new option to pass the user color. So if I pass here, for example, a green color and press play, it's gonna be green for pretty much everyone here. So if I do, just gonna put the name and let's just type something, it's gonna be green for everyone, including this player, the other player, right? Now what I need to do is I need to get, I'm just gonna align this properly. Here, I'm gonna plug this guy down, make sure this is out of the way, and now I can get the user or get chat, player chat settings. I can break this data and I can plug the color right here, right? And if everything was done correctly, we should be able to set the color. So let's say this user here is going to be color red, right? And I can type my name here. Our red is bad, but it's working. Let me just change here, and if as I can see, the color is there. Now if I do color and let's say, actually I need to put my username, so Lucy whatever, and I put color blue, right? And if I say hey, now as you can see we have, and also we can change color as well mid, so we can do green and we can just change the color here on the way, which is really cool. So as you guys can see, I can even come in here, you know, change my color to red, which is not red, but you guys get the idea. So yeah, guys, I think that's everything pretty much that I can cover on this series. It's a very simple one, but as you guys can see here, we're starting to replicate data from the client and to the server, which is really cool. And you have done yourselves, you know, a very basic chat system. And from here now, you can create more different types of commands in here, and you can actually handle in different ways. One thing I would do here, if I was using this for a production, is just create a method that encapsulates everything here, just so it gets get out of the way. And probably I would have even tried to call the method before calling the user handle message. Just probably try to put this inside another function. But I think so far this is really good. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. Let me know if you want to see anything else on this series, or if you guys have any suggestions. It'll be pretty helpful. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.